women, when they fight with men, their goal is to get men frazzled, right? Crazed. And what is the most annoying thing that happens in a fight when it comes to male female dynamics? The most annoying thing to women is when guys don't get frazzled, when they're just like, sure, honey, whatever. You know what? You want to scream, yell, I got stuff to do, and then they will get bigger and crazier, and the crazy eyes will come out because they have to know, they have to try to rattle you, right? And some guys will not allow themselves to be rattled. And those are obviously the best, most stable, most sane guys, right? But it's also those are the guys that also maintain authority in their house and whatnot, because they're letting you know, honey, you get to act like crazy person. I'm not going to be, no, it's not going to work on me.
You know, there's only female gyms. Imagine if there was an only female social media platform.
Sounds like a wonderful idea. I can just see it now. Just imagine what women would be talking about on a women's only platform. Yeah.
If you could open an Instagram or TikTok account and only allow girls to follow you, only allow girls to see your videos, like engage with your content, whatever, and every single man was just banned on the platform. They couldn't sign up.
I think that someone is under the impression that it would somehow be better without men. Because do they think that women never leave disparaging, nasty comments? I mean, they could take a look at some of the comments I receive.
That would literally be my dream, because all my TikTok videos is just filled with hideous men commenting vile, disgusting things.
Well, that is unfortunate. However, there is a reason the block button exists. But it is rather naive to think that if a social media platform was only consisting of women, that they would never receive any nasty comments. Please.
I just want to block every single man. I don't want men to see my content. But like, you can't do that. You can't block every single man on social media. I feel like that would be a really great idea.
Lots of things have been called great ideas and often ended in disaster.
Can someone show me a man on TikTok complaining about the male loneliness epidemic? Just show me one, because I am yet to see it.
That's because there isn't one. These women are going through a female loneliness epidemic, and since they're lonely, they're projecting onto the men who have checked out of the dating market. If you don't know me, I'm the Now You a Single Mom guy. I got a Chris whistle and a nice evil laugh that y'all love, but the reality of the situation is I break up with women all the time. You know how many men say these days, dog, the juice ain't worth the squeeze? I've said that to a couple of women after I've gotten to know them, and I don't want to date them anymore. They be like, wow, you never liked me. I'd be like, no, I did at first. I've gotten to know you. And they always act like I never liked them and I was just wasting their time. No, sweetheart, I got to know you and you're terrible. And I'll be chilling. So I completely understand why so many men have decided I don't want to get to know any more of these raggedy ass broads, because you're all raggedy.
Women who hate men make the best wives and girlfriends, and I will on that hill.
I've been hearing this particular argument put forth with ever-increasing frequency on social media. A lot of women are out there trying to convince men that they themselves that dislike men the most would make the best partners, when that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Their argument is that they don't seek male validation or male approval. Therefore, if they choose you as a man, then you win the dating lottery. But how much sense does that make? Who really wants to date someone that dislikes every single person of their gender except them? That doesn't really sound like a winning equation. I mean, just think about how often you're going to have to listen to them disparage men. But frankly, it seems like these women are trying to convince men of this because, well, I'm beginning to think that a lot of these women are just lonely.
Who do you think is more complicated, men or women?
Women.
It's about time. Finally, y'all admit it.
Because we're smart.
You're smart.
You guys aren't smart enough to be complicated.
Wouldn't the smart thing to not be complicated?
If you're stupid, you're super simple, no?
Isn't simple usually better?
No.
How, Sway?
You don't like complexity?
What?
No, you don't like complexity, you like simplicity.
If things are too complicated, then it's like you're just making your life harder. Why not make things simple? Life's already hard.
Do you hate women?
No, wait, whoa. No. What makes you think that?
Well, you like simplicity more, no? Are you?
But I know I'm not, because I'm the most nice nigga of all the nice niggas in the whole universe.
It's women that get with decent looking men, you know what I'm saying? But what makes them fine to the woman is because of his personality, how he carries himself, how he treats
I just
her.
found that out.
And that's some real shit.
Just found that out because I had women in my inbox and listen. I just found that out. Yeah. No, listen. They had women in my inbox and they'll say, and I'm honest, and they'll be like, I ain't gonna lie, you fine as shit. And I'll be like, I know I got to work out. Don't come at me with that dumb ass shit. But to men, fine is fine. Fine is how you look.
Yeah.
But to women,
it's different.
If a make them laugh, if a
That's
fine,
right.
that's
right.
fine.
Don't
I didn't know that.
Truth. That's
I
right.
had no clue of that.
That's right.
So it was like, okay.
down.
All that. No. If you got some money, it ain't got nothing to do with laughing, he, ha, none of that. We don't give a about, let's be honest, we don't give a about none of that.
Broke.
Have I broke? No.
Never.
Absolutely the not. No.
In your life.
Never.
Yeah.
And who else's life is going to be?
It's nothing but the truth
I
podcast.
don't broke.
Man, this is the Nothing But the Truth live podcast.
Grown women don't make you chase them. That's how you know you're dealing with a kid. Like if you having to chase a woman or you having to like jump through a lot of hoops just to get her attention or whatever, like you dealing with a kid. Grown women do not make you chase them because grown women are not entertaining men that they are not interested in. There's a lot of women out here that are going on dates with men that they know he has no chance. Or, you know, using men as emotional punching bags and using him to help her navigate relationships with other people and things of that nature, knowing that he like her for real. But she has no plans of entertaining him in that way. A grown woman not moving like that. If a grown woman not interested in you, there will be no communication at that level. There will be no dates. There will be no intimate conversations. Because she's spending that time dealing with a man that she's actually interested in. She ain't into playing games. You understand what I'm saying? So if you got to chase that woman, bro, that is the wrong woman. Because a grown woman is not making you chase her. Because if you not even in a race for real, if you ain't what she interested in, and she gonna make that be known.
Has a man ever told you that 80% of women are going after the top 20% of men? And that's why there's this epidemic of men that can't find partners.
Anyway, they set the stat that was like 20% of people joining dating sites at that time were already married. And I was like, that's crazy. So then I just looked up, did my own little research. You want to know how many people now joining dating apps are already in a relationship or married? 65%. 65%. They did a study last year and over 2/3 of people joining Tinder were already in a relationship or married. That's insane. And people wonder why it is so hard for this.
I can't switch the fact that we're only attracted to 20% of men. Okay, I can't change that. I can't change the fact that half of women by 2030, this is 6 years away, half of women are going to be single and childless. This was a study done by bankers, not people that have a political agenda. So if you're married to be, you know, I always say that if we banned side chicks, if we made it illegal or something, the first people that would complain are women. There are women that go to NBA games trying to get men to cheat on their wives.
My problem is I can be like, you know what? I want a little bit of male attention, okay? I want a little bit of that male gaze. And then like 5 million men could give me attention and I would literally sit there and be like, no man has given me attention in 50,000 years. And the reason is because that, I really just want one specific man's attention. Like there's just one man I have in mind. And if that man isn't giving me attention, then every single man in the entire world could give me attention. And I would still be like,
there's such a fine line on getting approached when you go out, because sometimes I'll go out and I'll be like, men don't approach anymore. They're all pussies. They don't approach. But then other times I'll get approached too often and then I'm feeling chopped, approachable. I'm like, am I giving approachable? I'm trying to be unapproachable beauty tonight. Like they say, men don't approach hot girls. So when I get approached, I'm like, if 1 + 1 is 2 and 2 + 2 is 4. What the f is this?
And when I see a man that's so fine and then I pass him and he doesn't say anything. When people say, oh, girls don't shoot, they shot. Yes, they do. If I look at you like this, say you walking this way and I'm walking like this, and if I look at you like this, that's me shooting my shot. Come say something.
I don't know where this came from, but I see it online and I'm like, who told an entire generation of young women that they're all amazing and should never change themselves? All these women are like, I'm great. I'm going to find someone who adapts to me. I'm not going to change for a man. What do you mean? First of all, we should be consciously working on ourselves. Everyone has a lot to work on. We should be working on ourselves 24/7 till the day we. But this whole thing of like telling women they're amazing and fantastic is literally insane. While also look around. Most women are single and not getting married and not finding husbands and not having kids. And it's like, no. When I met my boyfriend, the best thing I ever did was change a lot of things about me. I had a lot I need to work on. And it actually makes you better and makes you a better partner. If I was just like, no, I'm amazing, you're so lucky to be here, we wouldn't be together. I know this is left-wing women pushing this, but it's extremely toxic for young girls.
And, you know, I think, you know, with her saying the first thing I did was change a lot of things about me, she came back because you don't want to change your personality and who you are. There might be some behaviors that you need to change, but you don't really want to get into the habit of changing who you actually are. I think modern women, they get it confused because, you know, I don't want to change who I am. No, he means you need to change your behavior, not your personality. Because I think she came back at the end there and she said, you know, there's a lot of things that I needed to work on. And that's the distinction right there. A lot of modern women say, well, you know, he's attacking who I am personally. No, he's just simply saying you need to change some things about your behavior. Some things about your behavior are toxic. They're not long term. They're going to be a detriment to this relationship. Just because, you know, number one, maybe you can't stop talking. You can't close your mouth, right? You always have something to say. That's going to hurt things. Number one, you can't control your tongue. You'll say things that'll cut. You'll hit below the belt. And then when you insult a man and a man doesn't take that, then you'll be like, oh, well, you know, you should be able to have thick skin. No, you should be able to control what you're saying and not say it. Have some emotional maturity and emotional intelligence.
Another episode of Today's Men Are Sassy.
I really don't know when some of y'all gonna get it through y'all thick skulls. View discretion's advised.
We got a low tire in the vet. All these men out here, where are they at? All of them, you know, all of them doing their thing with the bikes. And we say, can y'all help us put air in the tire? Not one of them. Not one of them. Not one of them just ignored everything that was fucking said. Blatantly ignored. But you know what? It's okay because I got it. Yep, my man got it. The fuck?
Ladies, I thought we left the entitlement in 2025. It is now 2026, and y'all still continuing to see. Those men don't owe you a damn thing. They don't have to do that. If they chose not to do it, it's well within their right. Just like if you were in a house, they could never look at you and say, well, since you're a woman, can you make me a plate? I'm 100% sure the first thing you would say is, all your limbs work. You can make yourself your own plate. But somehow, some way, men are sassy because they don't want to do free manual labor for some women they don't know. And if you got it, why didn't you just get up and get the tire inflated? What do you mean? Why are you wasting time making this video about some men that can choose not to help you? These takes are getting so played, and we can clearly see y'all reaching, hoping to find a man to do something that you don't deem to be masculine just to call him sassy. It's pitiful at this point. Keep in mind, these are the same women that will not hold up tradition when it comes to a woman's output into the world. However, they would want the men to hold up tradition and be chivalrous men. Get the out of here.
Yep. Oh, thanks for your help, my guy. And then, instead of taking like 5.5 seconds, just top ours off real quick. Oh, my guy's gonna make us wait till he gets his whole car pumped up. Yep. Thanks for your help. Good night, motherfucker.
Some of these takes are not even worth making a video for, bro, because it's like it's just sad. You are that upset that these people didn't stop their day to help you, knowing you would not have stopped your day to help them with anything that they deem to be traditional for a woman. Your words were, it would only take 5.5 seconds for him to fill up your tire. But instead, he filled up his and you found a problem with it. Keep in mind, I'm 100% sure he was there before y'all. And you don't know where he had to be. No one has time to just be hanging out at the gas station on some people got stuff to do. Why should he put his needs on a back burner for y'all? Two people that he does not even know. Y'all make it seem like the air is going to run out of something. There is no limit to the air. As long as you pay your money, you will get air. Women like this are like stray dogs in the hood, bro. If you just stand still and don't say nothing, eventually they'll leave you alone. But unfortunately, I know you ain't gonna listen to what I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
The men really want to know, like, where all the women are that are loyal, that are good women that you can trust and, like, build a life with. We're at home. We're at home eating bowls of Sunflower Crunch, watching TikTok. Because we're over and done with the bullshit that the majority of you men bring to our lives. Like, if there is any men that don't lie, don't cheat, knows how to be an adult, act like an adult, actually doesn't have emotional damage, please stand up, because I'm thinking none of them exist at this point. None of them. At all.
Woman, stop saying you get niggas.
Ooh.
Stop saying you got hoes.
Ooh.
Baby, a man has to penetrate you.
Ooh.
So therefore you don't have any hoes.
Ooh.
You're not a woman who has hoes and gets
Ooh.
a woman who just gets by a lot of different niggas. It's impossible for you to have hoes, baby.
Ooh.
Like, stop trying to be so masculine all the time. It's okay. It's okay to just, it's okay.
It's so many women that want high quality men and they want to be married and this is that and the third, right? Y'all ruin it. Y'all blow relationships with quality men because y'all don't know how to be in a faithful, committed relationship. Y'all don't know how to shut down the outside attention from men and just focus on one man. You're really keeping the doors open. You're really keeping your options open. You're not really having the time to bond with this man versus him. He's really trying to get to know you, right? He's really focused on only you. And men are really not that complicated. If they want you and they choose you, they're really going to focus on just you. It's like, yeah, y'all talking back and forth. Like, all of a sudden, your pattern changes. You ever just notice that when a female cheats, she don't just cheat and break up. She cheats and she leaves that relationship and goes on to another one because she's been cheating all along. If you want to know if your girl is cheating, tell her to turn off her social media.
Quick question, genuine concern. Why are you in competition with the man? Men do men things, women do women things. Why are you in competition with a man? If a war breaks out, I want to go behind a man. I don't understand the competition. I don't understand the vindictiveness. I don't understand the get back. I don't understand trying to sabotage your exes and one up your friends. Do you know you'll never grow trying to be a victim? Like, if you focused on being a woman, doing the things you need to do to be a better woman, and not trying to be a man or be in competition with a man, things will probably start to smooth out for you. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm not. I just think that you should just focus on yourself and self-growth. But when you spend so much energy trying to hurt somebody else, baby, you're not gonna grow. It's not gonna happen. Y'all gotta grow up.
Edgar Allan Poe, he has a poem, and he said, years of love forgot in the hatred of a moment. That's how women think. Years of love is forgotten in the hatred of a moment. That moment is the most important. Like that, it don't matter. You could have just bought her a helicopter 3 days ago. She forgot about it. That it's just that moment, like how they feel at that time. She's willing to throw away everything just for that hatred. Like, I hate you right now. Like, how I feel right now is the most important. Again, it negates all intellect, it negates all logic, it negates all intelligence. It's really just, the feelings are not even, a lot of times they're not even real.
In my own personal experience, the difference in the male attention that I receive when my hair is straightened versus when it's naturally curly is astronomical. I receive much more male attention when my hair is straightened rather than when it is naturally curly. Why that is, I can just only assume that men are wired to find women with straight hair more attractive. Women can fully grasp and understand how rare it is to have naturally curly hair and the beauty of this rare physical quality. And I don't think men think that deeply, unfortunately. At the end of the day, it just really matters what you place your value and worth in. And if it's not stupid little boys that can't see the depth in anything, then you're on the right track. So.
This is such a good example of how a woman will get mad at men for having preferences that do not match her. Of course, every man has different preferences. Some men are gonna love curly hair. other men are going to love straight hair. Many men just don't care. Or maybe they kind of like the variety, like they like to see you both ways. But instead, you're mad at men in general, or at least the men that you're interested, that you want to like you. You're mad at them for having preferences that are different than your physical traits. So then you insult them and you shame them. You make it about their depth, like they just can't think that deeply. They can't see the beauty of curly hair. That is just taking it a little too far. And by the way, I will wear my hair both ways because my hair is actually naturally wavy. And what I have heard from my husband is that he feels like he can't touch my hair when it's curled. Like he doesn't know what to do with it. When it's straight, he feels like he can touch it. So I think that sort of plays in a little bit because it feels more approachable that he likes my straight hair a little bit more than my curly hair. For you guys that have made it this far, I'm going to put 3 comments down below and I want you to like the one that you agree with. Either you don't care, you like curly hair, or you like straight hair more. And then after a day, I'll make a follow-up video and let you guys know the results.
Men are no longer obsessed with women anymore. Do y'all feel that way?
100%.
Why do you think that is?
The reason they not obsessed is because I hate to say it again, and I hate to seem like I'm being judgmental to women when I'm a woman myself, but I feel like social media and there's no mystery. I feel like a lot of things that we as women as a whole that we say that maybe sometimes it's just something that we're just putting on social media. It was just a joke. I feel like guys really be turned off by those things. Like they really judging you by the things.
Avoid quotes, right? Like
yeah, like I feel like they're really judging you like by those things.
They watch from afar.
And also like just feeling like it's this pressure of feeling like they gotta take care of you. I wouldn't want to be obsessed with nobody if I feel like as soon as I walk to them they're gonna be like, my light bill is due.
Can I ask men a serious question?
Why men scrolling past without giving me a chance?
And where's the men that don't cheat?
Guys, I have to speak my truth. I never want to live with a man.
Men love telling women, that's why you're single, that's why you don't have a man.
Do I want a man? Yes. Do I really want a man? No, not really.
Where are my good men? Where are the good men at?
I'm just trying to figure out, when did these so-called men...
I have a question. What happened to men like actually doing stuff for women?
You know, in the clip where it was talking about female fatigue is absolutely right. My God, you just get tired of modern women and the stuff that they're talking about. They don't really like you. Can I ask y'all a question? Why y'all not approaching me? Can I ask y'all a question? Why you not buying me anything? Over and over again. When are you gonna take me out on a date? I'll take you on a date. We got this nice restaurant over here just opened up. Small little hole in the wall place across town. They say they're great reviews. They got good food. Let's try it out. That's honestly and truly, and I know a lot of these ladies don't really like that, but those are the places that you should be going. Obviously, you don't want it to be run down, but if there's a good spot, it's like, hey man, this just opened. You know, they say it's got super good food, really good reviews. You want to go try? I mean, I've been wanting to go. You want to go try it out? Well, let me see. Well, let me see what they're talking about on Google, and look it up. Hey, this looks good, and then go. And I mean, obviously, if it's dangerous, then don't go. But men are they're trying to bring you into their world. You want to know about the man. You want to know if he's safe. Where does he want to go? What does he want to do? And it's not according to, well, I think I deserve a $500 dinner. That's for women in relationships. That's for special occasions. Now, a lot of, there's some people out there that's a regular Thursday night dinner for them. But for the regular person, they can't really afford that. And that's what you need to be thinking about.
When men ask women what they bring to the table, what are they looking to hear? Because I noticed that a lot of women, when they're asked that question, they say, I have this degree, I have that degree, I have that business, I have this, and it brings in all this income.
Yeah, men ask that question, and then women speak about their accomplishments, right? But that is not the answer that men are looking for.
What do you want to hear?
So yeah, the answer that men want to hear is because once again, attraction isn't symmetrical. Like the things that you want in a man, the man doesn't want those same things back. So what a man wants to hear is I can cook, I can clean, I'll be a good helpmate, I'll support you, I'll help you accomplish your dreams. Things like that is what a man wants to hear. I'll listen to you, I'll respect you, I'll be loyal to you. That's what the woman brings to the table.
What we've seen is feminism pushing women into a male life history trajectory, into the role of breadwinner. Men who follow those trajectories get the prizes, they get the wives, they get the children, they get the good jobs. Women are attracted to men who have those resources. Women pushed into following that trajectory find that men are not looking for women for those resources particularly. They're actually looking for women who are fertile. They'll spend all their prime reproductive years following this male life history trajectory, get to their 30s, and find that all of the male peers are marrying younger women and having children with them, and they're freezing their eggs. If they manage to meet somebody on internet dating and they have to go through that, then they end up on IVF, and 50% of them end up never having children.
If women had access to all of the firearms on Earth that exist, they still don't have the requisite brute force that would be necessary to keep men under control. They just wouldn't. Because men have a monopoly on force. I'll give you an example. If tomorrow men decided to enslave all women would be enslaved. However, if tomorrow all women decided to enslave all men, they do not have the force doctrine and requisite necessary to do so. If you were the head of a prison, would you rather have all male or all female guards? If you were dealing with dangerous prisoners?
But really attractive women who are confident and simple, girl next door type women, they don't need all the stuff. Okay. They don't do all the stuff because they don't need all the stuff because they just look really good without it. Right. And their appeal is that guys know that if they spend the night and then you roll over and the next morning and you look at them, it looks like the same person, right? It's not a costume party the night before and a horror film the next day. Also, they're not going to be like getting their nails and doing this. Like they tend to prioritize the right things.
You don't think that more women should be in male dominated positions? I don't know, does it require a PhD? What work do you think women should do then? Men should do concrete work, okay? Because you like concrete and they need to play with it, I get it. But what kind of jobs do you think?
You get more women in mining.
We should get, they still do mining? What are we mining for?
Copper.
We're mining for copper?
Arizona's the largest.
Oh, I did not know that. Preferably, I prefer not to mine because I have a master's degree and I would rather not do that. But I think that if women want to mine, they should be able to go down into the mines to mine.
Women can mine. They choose not to. You can't talk about wanting women in male-dominated fields, but when a man brings up all of those fields, you go, well, I don't want to do those. I want to do the easy stuff that I got my PhD for. And you can't also brag about having a master's or a PhD if you're asking questions like, we still mine? I didn't know that. And why is stem cell the only career that women talk about when they have this argument? There's not enough women in stem cells. Oh, the job that requires you to sit inside of a laboratory on your all day? And women don't even want to go to school to do that. But why are you not talking about every other job that is dominated by men? Like, you say that women can do everything men can do, but when they ask you, well, why don't you do this? You go, because I don't wanna. It's almost as if that's why male have dominated these industries. Because they do this shit you don't wanna. And the shit you do want to do, you want the standards lowered for you because you can't do it as good as them. Why are you not pushing women to, instead of going to college, getting a trade where they're going to get guaranteed work? You're on a stage doing comedy because that PhD didn't really work out for you, did it? But the ironic part is, out of all three of the laughs made in this minute and a half, his was the largest. So he even does your stand-up job better than you. This actually happens. I don't know if this is a real legit video, but even my job is literally fired women because their OF accounts were found. Like this is a real thing, and women don't realize it until it's too late. Like you're literally losing your chances at getting employment at established businesses, so you can potentially make $70,000 a year, but really only end up making $1,000 a month.
People want to know, what are we leaving in 2025?
Easy. We're leaving behind who think they could cuff you up and still want you to work.
What?
Hell no. I didn't sit over here and find you and you telling you claiming you got the money. Why the do I gotta work? You need to leave. Bake on me. Like I clean the house. I could do this and that and the third. All you gotta do is provide. Like it's all I'm asking. No, we're leaving it behind.
And here we go.
Has the feminist movement completely backfired? Did you know that 70% of women in Australia are forced to work just to make ends meet because a single income no longer sustains a family? Before all this, you could never get women to work. But now, they literally have no choice. Have we been blindsided? Feminists promised us freedom of choice. But what have they delivered? They've delivered a failing economy and forced slavery. How on earth did they convince us that we should leave the comfort of our home, abandon our children just for a 9-to-5 job, and then call that empowerment? How does that work?
A guy can't tell you to cover up.
Because women, they don't dress like that for men. That's the answer. Okay, really, go put fucking 100 women out on an island with no men around. Do you know how they're gonna fucking dress? In sweats, fucking no makeup, hair in a ponytail. There's no fucking bikinis and beautiful dresses and all that. That's a complete and utter lie. And then you say, there's no good men out here. We've been fucking telling you. But if you're looking for marriage and love and honor and respect and loyalty, what do you think a man is gonna think? Here's the crazy part, is what I'm saying is wrong, but it's how men think.
I have heard of women either expecting, and not just a babysitter for the kids, of women expecting the man, and I've had guy friends tell me this. Women will text them before the date and be like, this is my Zelle, or you can Apple Pay me like for the Uber to get to the restaurant, or for the child care for the night. And guys are like, is this a thing now? Like I'm expected to pay for the transportation or the babysitter.
But my husband made a good point. If he has kids, he has to pay for his own babysitter, you know, and now he's expected to pay for not only his babysitter, her babysitter as well, and her Uber and the date. That's expensive.
And as a divorce lawyer, I can tell you that women are not divorcing men because they're bored or ungrateful. They're divorcing because they're tired of doing everything.
Tired of doing everything? That's the story women tell themselves. I've handled over 2,000 divorce cases. I've heard this exact narrative hundreds of times. Women don't file because they're doing everything. They file because they've been building a case in their head for years. She told her friends, told her therapist, told everyone except the one person who needed to hear it, him. By the time she files, she's already the victim in a story he didn't even know was being written.
It's going to trigger a lot of women. And if it triggers you, that means it was meant for you. I don't avoid the truth just because someone's ego is not ready to take it. A lot of women proudly say I have standards, but what they really mean is I want a man who gives me everything while I give the bare minimum. You want a man who's emotionally mature, financially stable, loyal, masculine, emotionally intelligent, while you can't handle accountability. You don't know how to communicate. You expect him to read your mind. You don't want a partnership. You want a provider, a therapist, a mind reader, all in one man. You demand emotional maturity, but you get defensive the moment you're called out. You want consistency, but chase men who give you anxiety because chaos feels exciting. You say you want a masculine leader, but reject anything that requires you to show up feminine. You call it high standards, but it's really just entitlement. Standards aren't about what you demand from others. Standards are about what you demand from yourself. If you want emotional maturity, heal your triggers. If you want consistency, stop entertaining inconsistency. If you want depth, stop showing up shallow. If you want leadership, be someone worth leading. And that's why you keep getting hurt. Not because good men don't exist, but because you're not the woman your ideal man would choose. Build your standards on your character, not fantasies. Because when you call entitlement empowerment or feminism, it's not confidence, it's delusion.
You know, there was a clip of the man saying that if you take away the men, like women say, well, we're dressing for ourselves. And if you take away the men, they're going to be dressing in sweats and a ponytail. I don't know if that's 100% true, because modern women, they're always, first of all, they're in competition with themselves. That's first and foremost. And then when they figure out that there's nothing coming from that, then they get in competition with other women, right? Modern women, really, honestly, they do this with their husbands too. Honestly, they do this with anyone. That's why they'll get a dog or a cat and they'll kick the dog. The dog, he thought he'd run a place. I told him did that and this and that. And the dog might have just needed to be trained. Just take the dog to a training facility and a boarding school with all that money or whatever, and get the dog trained. I mean, dog wasn't doing anything wrong, but she going off on the dog. Something bad happened at work. The dog, she come home yelling and hollering at the dog and kicking the dog out and throwing the dog outside the dog. Like, what did I do? Modern women are in competition with almost quite literally everything around them. So when they go to this event or this situation where there's a whole bunch of women, what they're going to end up doing, because they'll play nice when they first get there, but what they're going to end up doing is fighting amongst each other. It ain't gonna be pretty.
How many men have stayed in relationships where they're constantly being rejected by their partner? How many men have stayed in sexless relationships? How many men have tried to fix relationships and initiate intimacy and still get rejected? The amount of women on this app that openly acknowledge that they intentionally didn't give or intimacy to their husbands, but they can't understand why they're divorced, is crazy to me. But these same women, now that they're single, are on the internet talking about, oh my God, I hope he doesn't introduce me to a vibe he can't maintain. Meanwhile, the vibe that they can't maintain is the fact that when they get in relationships with men, they want to start out having sex 6 times a day, but then as time goes on, it's 3 times a day, or it's way less than that, maybe once a month.
I have absolutely no interest in having with my husband at all. And I'm kind of at a point where I don't really know what to do about it, because I know while I may not need it, I know he needs it. And it's getting very challenging for me because I'm just kind of in this, please don't touch me. I don't want to be touched. And I want to have.
Of course.
But I don't.
Excellent. I imagine you're not telling a whole bunch of people that. Is that fair?
No, I think I've mentioned it to 2 girlfriends.
Okay.
One agreed with me and one was like, what are you talking about?
So I had an epiphany when my husband told me that he can't turn off his drive no matter what. It doesn't matter if he is, having a hard day, if he's tired, if the kids are going crazy, no matter what is going on, like he can't just turn it off, right? And that's the way he emotionally connects with me. And so for me to turn it off, because my day hasn't gone perfect, because I'm tired and I'm overwhelmed. Now, hear me out. It doesn't mean that it makes things easier, but it's not fair for me to say, well, my mood isn't perfect. My outfit isn't perfect. Everything didn't go as planned. I had a hard day. I'm a little tired. So you know what? I'm just going to take the one thing that's the most important thing to you, and I'm just not even going to bother with it. It's kind of being like conditional, right? And it's like, sometimes I think we're so hard on our spouses because we want them to perform and act and be perfect. And then we'll, show them our best. We want to be treated with love on those hard days. We need extra comfort. We need extra comfort in things. I think they need the same thing.
Honestly speaking, who wants to live around this? Black women are responsible for raising some of the worst people in today's society, men and women. The men have completely disappeared from the homes, and the children are completely out of order.
Know that, nigga. Fuck all ops, nigga. Dumb ass little boy. You spanking ass, roll in nightmare, man. You know that, nigga. Time this shit get bad for real. This shit get bad for real.
And when you look at the music, the culture, the exception level, it's all. And it's so crazy to me how every other race who seems to be uncomfortable with this has been called a racist because they just don't want to live around dysfunction.
You don't have to throw the money at me like that.
I don't give a fuck. Give me my shit. Let's go. That's it to do. Life to save.
Oh, you got lives to save?
I'm a nurse, ain't I? Put my foot in the bed. Hurry up and bite. Let's go.
Okay.
And the part that really pisses me off is that the moment someone talks about it, they become anti-black or racist. I don't care if the black community likes me or not. I would never want to be liked by such a low quality of life anyway.
I could say nigga, yeah, I'm black. I could say
Gunshots every weekend, predators walking the street, kids dropping out of school. Ooh, I'm so offended. These are the real statistics. Let me introduce you to per capita. See, because the black homicide rate is higher than everybody else per 100,000 people. So yeah, if you want to wonder why black people are always the topic of conversation and why we can't just stop talking about them, it's because they are the biggest problem that we have in this country amongst the LGBTQ and white liberals. And to anybody out here who has a problem with how I deliver messages to the black community, let's get one thing straight. I'm not your mama. And I'm sure not here to gentle parent thugs.
Y'all think y'all gonna lock me in here, nigga? I'm my mama, nigga. You sound crazy. What y'all niggas wanna do? Y'all niggas wanna scrap what, nigga? Stop playing with me. I'll smack these on camera. Stop playing with me. What y'all wanna do? You wanna scrap or what? I should fire on you because you over there think you doing something with that little bitch ass trespass order. I'll break that bitch ass computer, nigga. Stop playing with me, nigga. I'll bitch get up right now with my mama. I'll beat the shit out you in front of your mans. And if your man shot your feet, he gonna get his ass whooped too.
This is a disgusting sector of offspring that needs to be dealt with, and I don't care who doesn't like it. And since white people stating facts is obviously looked at racist, I want to see exactly what you say to my black. Because if I ever have to choose between being anti-black and being pro-ignorance, I'll choose anti-black every time. Eat your heart out, Shaniqua.
Are you an adult?
Yes.
I feel like you just lied to me, but I'll ask you the question anyway. Why do we give women the right to vote?
Why do we give... Okay, well, first off, nobody on this earth would be alive if it weren't for women. So basically nobody would be able to vote.
Well, the same is true for men. The same would be true for men.
No, men wouldn't happen if there was no women.
So if there were no men, how would babies get made? It takes two people to make a baby. It takes a man and a woman. So if there weren't men, there wouldn't be people either. But anyway, the question was, why should women be allowed to vote? That was the question.
Because women should be equal to men. They should have the same jobs. They should be treated the same. And just because they look different and act different and have different parts doesn't mean we should be treated different.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because we're all human beings.
Yeah, but so is a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
So a human being isn't enough to be able to vote. It's not a qualifier. Right? So like, what are the legitimate qualifiers? Because right now it's be a man or a woman, be a citizen, don't be a felon in some cases, and be 18. That's basically it.
Yeah, so the women do have the right to vote.
I understand that they have. I'm asking, why ought they? Why is it morally good, let's say?
Because we should all have the same rights.
Right, but why?
Because we're all human.
Well, you've said that already, and that's already not an adequate qualifier. Why beyond just being human? Because murderers and rapists and babies are all human, and they can't vote. So
yeah, but that's not, like, if I was president, I would let anybody vote as long as they're over 18.
Okay. But why?
Because I believe that we should treat everybody the same.
Of course you don't believe that.
I believe that.
You think we should treat everybody the same?
Yes, I do.
So you think I should treat a 2-year-old girl the same as a 40-year-old man?
I mean, why not?
Because a 2-year-old can't understand English very well. That's a start.
That's a 2-year-old problem, not my problem.
It's a 2-year-old problem, but it means I shouldn't speak to a 2-year-old or treat them the same way.
Then don't.
Well, I don't.
It's common sense, bro. How do you not know this?
You're telling me it's common sense, but you just said you should treat everyone the same. That's what you said.
Yeah, and if you don't want to treat somebody the same, then don't treat somebody the same.
This is actually the worst one all night, and I've been threatened by physical. This is really bad. This is bad.
Oh,
I don't even know where to go
Thank
from
you.
here.
Thank you so much. I bet you support Trump. I think that's what it is.
When it comes to relationships, women are the ultimate manipulators. You can't convince me otherwise because, one, how are you going to flip and Uno reverse everything on him every single time he tries to actually tell you how he's feeling, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, well, you did this to me 3 months ago and y'all already hashed it out, but here it is on the surface again because it's convenient for you. Not only that, but women are the ultimate players because how are you going to start a relationship with a man, be throwing it back for him in the beginning, He locks it down with a ring, marries you, you pop out a couple of kids, and then it's no more Pound Town. That shit is shut down. Those legs are locked, closed, and tight. And now you're complaining to your friends that he's not the man that you wanted him to be or expected him to be. Man, men are not complicated creatures. They're really not. Feed them and fuck them. Feed them, fuck them, and keep them happy. And that's how, like, it's not hard science. If you're doing those two things, I guarantee you that man is going to show up for you in ways that you never imagined. My man will move mountains for me. He will go through any for me because he's fed and he's pucked and on the regular. Okay. And women sit here and complain about these good men, but want a divorce from them. Women file more than men. You know why women file more than men? Because men know as soon as they file for divorce, they lose more than half their shit most of the time. They're usually paying alimony and child support, and they lost their kids. How is that a win for a man? Meanwhile, the woman, at the end of all of this, walks away with a paycheck, two incomes from the alimony and the child support, normally keeps the house, and has more than 50-50 of the children. Of course she's walking out on top. Of course she has her big glow up once she leaves the man. Like, what the f-? And then you're opening your legs to the next best thing because you think the grass is greener on the other side. Wake the f*** up. Do better, women, because you're giving us good women bad reputations for the good men. End of rant this morning.
You know, these modern women, they continue to put pressure on the man over and over again. The man in any situation, in any circumstance, has to continue to perform. And these modern women, they're so diabolical. They put a man in all kinds of positions. All kinds of positions. And you know, if you're strong enough, if you're the man that you say you are, then you'll be able to get out of it. I didn't say that I was that type of man. I just said I would like to provide for you. Yeah, but a provider, as I understand it, would do this, and this. Do you hate me? And that's what men are thinking nowadays. Modern women really don't like men. They really despise men. And it goes beyond the thought. Modern women are now saying, I actually hate men. I do not like men. Men are put on this earth to serve me in this capacity. I don't want to talk to them. I don't need them for anything else. So if they ain't talking about anything, if they ain't trying to pay for my groceries or my bills, I don't want to listen to them.